Hey everyone, it's the Native Professor. Welcome to my tower of whips. Is this how you organize your works in progress? I know some people might conclude I have a problem. Maybe? I don't know. We can see what we've got here. The good news is that I'm whittling away at this pile because this is my active whips. There's like a whole other pile that's like, I don't want to say inactive or dormant, but let's say neglected. But these ones I've been making progress on. Here's a really cute hat I've been working on over the past, let's say, I don't know, since last winter. And as soon as I get to the top of the horses, I will shape the crown. So I feel like this one has hope. They're all giving me hope. Let's be honest. I mean, I ask myself sometimes, like, quote, what's wrong with me? On the other hand, there's a lot of fun in here. And that might be part of the reason why I have this problem. It's kind of like a low-risk drug. It doesn't interfere with my body chemistry. Let's see. Some of these you're intimately familiar with. Now, here's another one that you haven't seen lately. It's a hat I started actually just a couple weeks ago. And this is a funny story because the other night I had one of my whips, right? And I took it out to my knitting chair in the other room. And I was like, I'm going to work on my scarf. Then I got it out. Had sat down with my tea cap in my lap. And it was this hat. And I was like, well, I wasn't sure I was in the mood for color work, but what the heck? So I actually made significant progress on this hat. It's turning out really cute, and I'm kind of excited. These are going to end up being stags, so like reindeer, deer. And I think the color differential is a little bit subtler on camera than it is in real life, but it's turning out really nice. And this wool is very, very soft. So kind of pleased. I wasn't expecting to have made so much progress on this particular whip, but it showed up when it needed to be finished, and made some progress. So these are socks I've been working on. Actually, I can feel kind of good about this one too. You've seen this. So I have the one sock. It's very pretty. Then the other sock is... It's getting close, y'all. It's getting close. It's getting close. I think I had this out a few days ago. I've got like 1.5 inches to go towards the top. And when I make socks, I do a 3x1 rib all the way up on the shank. So it takes a little longer, but they end up being really comfortable because they stay up well. So I feel like that one can be excused. It's going to be okay. Here's a scarf you've seen recently. And the sock sweater I showed you recently, haven't made any progress on that since then. Let's see what we have in here. So some of these bags, I've got so many, right? I mean, is this ridiculous or what? I forget what's even in them. That's why I ended up knitting a hat the other day when I was like, oh, I'm going to work on this scarf. I think these are socks. Yep. So this one I have the second sock, and the toe is well underway. But I need to get to the heel. I think I have like 4 sock projects where I have to turn the heel. And I can't turn a heel during a Zoom meeting where I have to concentrate. But I can turn it when I'm watching a movie. Is this the scarf I meant to work on? See, I have ones in very similar bags. This is actually a boot bag, so you know how much I love boots. This was my son's. He got a pair of shoes over Christmas. And he didn't want the shoe bags. I was like, well, those would be perfect for more whips. Yep, this is the scarf I intended to work on the other day. So it's still about the same length, probably going on, I don't know, 3 feet, something like that. So maybe I'll work on that one tonight. We'll see. What else have we got in here? And like I say, I have other whips. Now here's a sock that I have not worked on lately. This is just sock number 1. But it does have a heel, so there's hope. Have you ever, like, counted your whips? I think if I counted mine, I don't know, I should add a postscript. I don't know. I'd be afraid. I would be afraid. Especially because of how many pairs of unfinished socks I have. Yep, here's another one. Sock number 1. Still working on the show. That's yarn my daughter gave me, so I was, of course, keen to start using it. I'm like, you gave that to me, Darren. I gotta start using it. So I'm still on sock number 1. What's in here? Oh, I think this is the black and white scarf. Yeah, I haven't touched this in a few days. The ones that are like lower down. Yeah, this is the black and white one. I showed that. I did a scarf video recently. It hasn't grown since then. But, yeah. I get obsessed with sweaters. And then on a day when it's hot, I'm like, oh, gotta work on a sock. Here's some more socks. What are these socks? Let's all be kind. Now there's a nice message. Some of these are, oh, I haven't touched these socks. I think this is one where, oh, look at that. I actually did finish the heel though. There's hope. I finished the heel. This is sock number 1, but still, I got the heel done. I do the sweet tomato heel by Cat 40. It's 3 wedges. If I get 1 wedge done in the evening, I'm doing good. This is another sock, I can tell. I have fun bags though. I think that's one of the hang-ups I have. Oh yeah, oh, this is sock number 2. Let's see, does this have a heel? Yes, it does. Oh, I should work on these. This is sock number 2. Let's show you sock number 1. These are awesome. Some of you have seen these, but some of you may not have seen these beauties. Aren't those fun? Good stuff. Yeah, I should get these made because, to be honest, some of the socks I've had for 4 and 5 years are, I don't know, they need to be darned. It's one skill I have not learned yet. But I'm ready for a new pair of socks. What else do we have? More socks! Yes, 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 of course. Yep, another one where I started the toe. So, progress. And actually, this is kind of a good moment because I have a finished sock here from another pair. So, while I'm organizing my WIPs, I can move that into the appropriate bag. I was traveling with this one, so that's why I was like, I'll leave the finished sock at home. One less thing to carry to Stockholm. But the unfinished sock, officially, this is very recent, officially has a heel. So that's good news. I just started on the shank. There's the finished one. There's hope. There's hope, people. I need hope. I think one of the reasons that I have all these WIPs is I showed recently how I like to cast stuff on, and I have another confession to make in that regard. Let's see. This doesn't even have anything in it, so it's just a bag that I want to house a WIP. Oh, and here's another scarf. That's the rainbow scarf. And then, not to leave out, here's a blanket I've been working on, just not recently. This bag is fun though because I got this in Trondheim, and I was just writing a chapter the other day. I sent it to my sister for her review on the art museum in Trondheim. That was fun. So yeah, I should work on this again. This is kind of cool. Some of you might not be familiar with this. It's a log cabin blanket. And this WIP has been around for a good while. So I'll just kind of give you a little overview. I just love the colors. And I've bought cotton yarn in a variety of colors so that I can keep expanding this. And I'm on the gray and I'm about ready to switch to a new color. So this is going to be awesome. My dream, I mean, this could just be a lap blanket, right? It's really nice. But my dream is to make it fit my queen size bed. So I'm going to need some very long needles to do that. Now, it could be that I should contemplate doing pieces that I graft on instead of just sewing directly onto the blanket. So we shall see. But again, there's hope. I do finish things, right? I finished this. It is possible. I've made quite a number of sweaters, quite a number of pairs of socks, hats, scarves. So maybe that's another reason why I put up with this chaos, is because in the back of my mind I'm like, well, I can finish them. I've done it before. And then the cashmere sweater, I have worked on this one recently. I'll show you all the growth because it is nice to see things grow. So Yeah. This was one where I was temporarily worried that it might not be big enough around, but it's growing, right? I do, I'm stuck on yoke sweaters. I have not had the energy to learn new sweaters construction yet, but I go up 44 centimeters before I start knitting on the sleeves to make the yoke. And I've actually gotten pretty good. I can add sleeves to the body now without looking at a pattern. So that's something, right? That's progress. But here comes the confession, and some of you are not going to be surprised, right? Because I did a little short yesterday about my hand spun project. Well, that is now my latest WIP. So, and that it's one baby of a WIP. But here's so the first thing I had to do, right, was turn the yarn into balls. And then I had to knit a swatch, which I undid after I made the swatch because I have no idea what the gauge of this yarn is since I spun it myself. However, I was really nervous about this last night because once I cast on 210 stitches, which was what my gauge told me it should be. Here, we'll look at it with a little backdrop so you can get a good idea. And I was so worried it was late for me. I was like, it's going to be twisted. But it wasn't, thank goodness. So I'm decided to do a 1x1 rib. You probably can't make out a whole lot here. Look at this. But I have the cast on row and then the first row of 1x1 rib. So, and I have begun the next row because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't twisted. And yeah, I succeeded. That is a huge blessing because I didn't want to have to start over again. So yeah, and again, you know, these are the active WIPs. So I have a bag. Some of you have been around with me for a while. You've seen my Gucci bag of sock WIPs. And you've seen some of my WIPs that go back years. I have a Christmas sweater that I started, and the trick is on that one, it was very ambitious to pick it in the first place. And if you want me to show it to you again, it's been a while since I got it out. Fingering weight yarn, or sport weight, and every 7th or 8th row involves 3 colors. And I'm getting better at dealing with 3 colors in color work in a row, but it's very fiddly. So I gravitate towards the ones that are a little bit less intense. And then there's a cat sweater that I started on with sock yarn. Again, my first effort at doing a sock yarn sweater. And it's got these big cat images that I got from a knitting pattern that I bought. So I just took that. And the issue there is following the color work because it's not a regular pattern. Every row is different and it's very complicated and a challenge to see. So those are just a couple of the back burner WIPs that I really should work on again. But now, of course, I just want to work on this one. So anyhow, if you can commiserate with me, then let's commiserate together because I would love to feel like I'm not alone. I don't think I am. And if you are one of those people who, I finished everything. Like I've watched Fruity Knitting in the past, and Andrea was like, I work on one project at a time. I'm like, really? Really? Like you really do? It kind of amazes me that somebody could do that. So I believe her. And if you're one of those people and if you have any words of wisdom, be welcome. On the other hand, if you're like me and you have lots of works in progress and you would advise that I should feel no shame, then I would love to hear that too. Because there are times when I'm like, what's wrong with me? I've got so many projects. So again, I know I can finish stuff. I know I have it in me. And maybe it's just like the time that we're in right now where things are crazy and we don't know what to do next, and we just gravitate towards the next best thing that gives us, you know, whatever feeling of pleasure. That could be part of it. So I'm all over the place. I'm working on my books, working on my class, working on my teaching next year, working on my videos, all kinds of stuff. My dog who's sick. And so I probably have a good excuse. So I'd love to know your excuses too. And I appreciate your hanging out with me for a little bit today. I hope the rest of your Sunday goes well. One thing I accomplished today was I washed that Shetland wool that I got back in Fargo. And I'll probably do a short on that maybe tomorrow. I've got it outside drying in the 80-degree weather with the wind blowing. I think it's going to dry really quickly, and it's beautiful, beautiful wool. I'm going to have to card that. So lots of things going on. Hope you have some good things going on. Y'all take care. See you soon. Bye.